Hello, Dangerlings. It's James Lockhart here, and hope you're enjoying the Danger Club podcast. You better be. You've been listening for a lot of episodes. So if you want to get on in and support it and get some extra content, then head over to our Patreon, and of course follow us on Twitter, and we've even got an Instagram account. We've got wherever good podcasts are. You know where to find us. Get on board. See you soon, and stay dangerous.
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
You were saying that the best food is in people's houses. Can we come in and eat with you?
Curses. Custom requires that I accept.
Felicia, just to be totally sure, you do not want to have sex with me and Cargo, no?
What are you doing?
Jam.
Get in the bag! Run! And I'd kick the bag as hard as I can into the river.
If you are the only friends that I have, you are the worst friends. Get out. I wish you all the happiness in the world, Father. Goodbye forever.
The adventure continues now.
So, unbeknownst to Dangerlings, just for this call, we all signed off our various microphones recording, and drums was, what was it? Purple, blue finger standing by.
Blue, purple finger standing by.
Blue, purple finger. Would that be your Star Wars hand, or would you be zooming in to attack the Death Star, and it'd be like, gold leader standing by, purple, blue finger on your tail.
I'm going down into the rut, or wherever it is.
Into the rut! I'm ready to start my rut run. I'm going to give the Empire the finger.
Go. I'm stuck in a rut. Oh no, what am I going to do?
Pull out, purple, blue finger. You can't do any good back there.
I come from behind.
That's the one.
Oh, fingers ahoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Danger Club podcast.
Oh. I thought, Colin, we were all doing a finger thing. I thought you were going to sign yourself off as Friendly Claw 1.
That could have been good. That would have been good.
I'm feeling melancholy because this is the last record of our batch of records for today. So it would normally be when we would be going to the pub together afterwards to have a beer and celebrate the end of a successful day of recording. But of course, we're not doing that.
And a big chunky burger. We'd get a burger, wouldn't we, Dan? We'd get a massive burger,
or a burger and a pizza, like me and Scott did last time.
Yeah, lads. Yeah.
We got a burger and a pizza and a beer, didn't we? Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it alive by having a beer right now. There we go. It's on screen.
I've got a ginger beer, so.
Nice. There we go.
And my character is ginger, so it's a full circle there.
Thank you, Colin, for trying to respect my no drinking whilst recording rule. Thank you, Colin. I appreciate that of you.
When did that rule come in? I've not heard of that rule.
I tattooed that rule across your foreheads, but you were drunk.
Remember.
You were drunk, Drummond. I didn't remember. It came off on your pillow.
Well, I'm pretty sure we were feeling a bit drunk when we had Drum's nog.
That was Drum's revenge on me. He forced me to get drunk off 2 shots of his nog, and then I was a fool. I
had to cut like an hour off that episode. It was like
really?
Yeah,
oh man,
loads of stuff we said. I'm only joking.
What did we say?
I'm not even going to.
You can't say it now. You can't say it now.
No.
We tattooed it on your forehead, Drum. We tattooed everything on your forehead. Where's it gone?
Tattoos don't last on me, man. They rub off. Like, I'm immune to tattoos, so
you're like.
My favourite bit of that was like, because we all got. I thought we'd gotten through it without it being too obvious, really. And then all of the Changelings on Discord were just like, "Can we have more drunk records from you guys?" And we're like, Guess we didn't quite style that one out like I thought. I was a big fan of when Drum just got really angry about making sure that your initiative was read out at exactly the right moment. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna sort this one out. And you're like, no, I got this.
I don't remember, and I haven't listened to it. I'm a bad person. Sorry.
But we'll get the
as far as you know, we're not actually recording a podcast. We just turn up on these Zoom calls and we have a nice time with you. They go out into the ether and then that's it, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Who knows what happens? We're just playing a game, right?
Valentine's Day yesterday.
Was it?
Oh, you mean in the real world?
Yeah, you got me with your time shifting there. Thanks, Scott Bakula. Yes, Valentine's Day. Yay!
Is it Fisting February now?
Yeah, that's what Valentine's Day is all about.
Yeah,
Fisting February. Yeah.
Yep. Fisting February.
Fisty February.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Glad we brought that up again.
Hang on. My birthday's in February. Is this actually going to be a tradition? Because I'm not sure I'm totally down with it.
Yeah, it's replaced the bumps now, James.
Oh. How old are you? 2. I'm 2. Actually, I'm 1.
I mean, no, the bumps are part of it. You get the bumps onto the fist. That's how it works, man.
Oh my God! You're going to wear knuckle dusters. Jesus, Drummond! It's unstoppable.
The thing that I like about, dice, is that, something else. Anyway, about these dice that, we'll get soon. Also, isn't it great? I did a different song leaving the last episode. It was the Verve.
I didn't hear that.
What did you do? Nobody heard it.
Man in a bag, waiting to drown. Min-max is going down.
Oh, great Verve song. Fitting in for Mixmax, I think. I think he...
Yeah.
Also, does it mean that if you have to craft your alchemical familiar again, does the other one die, or do you have to wait until that one dies before you can craft another one? Because he's just floating along in a river, he won't be able to craft a new one until that one's dead, right?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. It's like that thing when the superheroes have got a villain that's too powerful for them to destroy, so they just send it off in an avoid prison cell. It's just always there. It's never dead.
So are you saying a river in a dirty bag is our version of the Phantom Zone? Yeah. To be fair, it's what you did to all of the enemies in episode 100. River is a repeatable solution for you guys.
Yeah. Oh, we should Caragor should worship a river goddess, really. By the way, because I didn't kill him. Technically speaking, he could be alive, could be dead. I am more than happy for Mixmax to turn up as a repeating villain of this campaign. I'm just putting that out there now. He turned up again, knowing what we did with a moustache this time or whatever. I'd be like, yes.
No. Knowing what you did.
Oh yeah, fine. Sure.
Caragor
just my villain.
This one.
Yeah, absolutely. Even better.
I was in on it. We had a bet, right? That was.
Yeah, but I did the attempted murder. It's gonna be like what is it, Stewie and the Evil Monkey?
Yeah.
Just he sees it.
Yeah. He's going to be your Moriarty. Tiny Moriarty. He's going to get a little top hat.
Naked Moriarty.
The Napoleon of naked crime. So the I always felt like Napoleon was the Napoleon of crime. If you were Europe, then very much it's one thing. But let's not do this. Is our second Napoleon reference on this. Let's not do this. We'll get more pictures of Napoleon sent to us. That was the thing that happened. Beelzebub.
Oh yeah, thanks, Stu.
That was great. I like that. Sorry we stabbed up your name and NPC a little while ago. I'm sure you don't mind. Berg had it coming. Right. Also, Beelzebub. A little moment with Beelzebub's father there. Beelzebub steps out on his own.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, he's learning things, being with the gang, being with the Danger Club, learning to stand up to people. While
becoming
also
quite
being kind of bullied as well.
Becoming quite an integral part of the storyline. I mean, which character are you going to choose, or are you going to stick with 2? That's the story we want to. That's the answer we want, Ross.
Yeah.
That's why he did that bit. That's why Ross went and did that bit. He was like, now I've got an emotive backstory. I've now had an emotional scene with my father. Now you guys can't get rid of one of my characters because the other one had an emotive scene with a brother a while back. Yeah.
It's these emotive scenes. They're like reality TV shows, you know what I mean, where people do singing and shit. I don't know what they're called. But you always get an emotive scene for the ones that you're supposed to be rooting for, don't you?
Yeah. It's nice how they tell you what to think in that sort of respect. So, So we've all got, in order to ensure our survival and ongoing interest in the club, we should all now quickly go and visit a family member or something in order to...
I already have it noted down for episode 200. It's a revenge story of Beelzebub coming after Caragor and Shania for nailing his mum.
Bye, Felicia. Same joke, still works.
I don't know. There was just a weird sort of a weird sort of thing that started with Mixmax being creepy to Beelzebub's mum, to everyone just taking it to mean Beelzebub's mum is inherently desirable, to then everyone hitting on Beelzebub's mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beelzebub, your mum's a bit of a babe. Oh.
But before any of you can get your hands on Beelzebub's mum, you have to address...
Beelzebub's mom has got it going on.
You have to address the thing that you came to next to do, because you now know the location of the Scrivenbough. You have rested, you have prepared your spells, you have readied yourself, and you have set out...
Which I've not prepared my spells. Shit. Sorry.
How's that?
I probably shouldn't have said that.
Internal monologue.
Sorry.
Jot them down on the back of that no drinking rule, and we'll
thanks very much.
He's written on the back of the beer mat.
Oh, wonderful. So yes, you're going to set off to the Scrivenbough to try and find out some information. You are finally going to set foot in the Demon Library, and
Here we go.
How are we feeling about how we're going to go into this? Because you've had a few warnings. Like, you've had a lot of the people who you've met who've known what it is have warned you against going there, and yet you're still heading there. How bad do we think it's going to be?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Pretty.
I mean, I think it's going to be character-changingly bad. That's what I think. But we have no choice. We have to do it.
We probably could do with being level 6, really, couldn't we?
I think that's going to be the price. Bubba's going to level up, but then we won't know. So we'll think we're just level 5 because we'll forget having leveled. So we'll all be level 6, but we won't know it.
Yeah, you've already been to the Scrivenbough and leveled up, and they took it from you.
Yeah, just DCP does
they
memento.
take away the knowledge that you went there, so you have to just keep going back every day.
Wow, that is...
some with Bill Murray.
Yeah, that's really reminiscent of I'm playing a one shot of a game of Spire soon, which is an amazing system written by Grant Howitt and others. We're playing this class in it called Vermissian Sage, and also the Lexecutioners. One of their high power abilities is that they can remove a word or phrase from the player's character sheet or from the copy of the rulebook itself. You can do that once in your entire career as a player, and you have to pick which word or phrase it is, and the potential ramifications of that are horrifying. Feels a bit like that with the Scrivenbough.
Can you just remove the first sentence of the "What is a role-playing game" section that every book has at the beginning of it, and just turn it into a LARP? Yeah. Oh, tremendous. Yeah, I mean, I want you to be... I'm not going to give away what you're going to find in the Scrivenbough, because we're about to delve into it and we're about to find it. But, you have been given many warnings here, and I want you to know that you are going into a demon library. And demons have prices, and demons have desires, and demons have things that they want, and they are serious about them. And so I want you to be aware that if you agree to things in this, that they could have far-reaching ramifications. So be aware, Whimsical Danger Club, of some of the things that may be placed in front of you, that they may have real consequences, not just for you, but for others, and may change fundamentally the way this party acts.
Is it, I could probably ask this out of character, because I'm not sure we'd all know this in character, but sometimes I get confused with TTRPG lore. Mm-hmm. Are demons representative of chaotic evil, and devils representative of lawful evil, much as the same it is in like D&D?
They are, yes.
So it's odd, I suppose, that demons would have a give and take system centered around a library of all things. That seems very much like a devil thing to do rather than a demon thing to do. But perhaps I don't know Pathfinder demons that well.
Demons like bargains, and demons like... Because demons seek to corrupt mortal souls. Demons are born... And, Velda knows enough that he would be able to fill you in on this. He's got enough occultism without rolling to sort of know the basics of demons. Demons are much younger than devils. The demons exploded... later. Hell was already a thing. It already has a system where it gets certain souls and things. Demons are born purely from mortal sin. The abyss was populated by demons when mortals started existing and started sinning, and sinful mortal souls eventually end up in the abyss and form new demons. And so demon lords are often interested in corrupting mortal souls. They're not necessarily interested in possessing them in the way that that devils are. That maybe I get your soul later for the eternal game of chess that we're providing. But they are creatures of pure chaos, and if there is an opportunity to inject chaos into the world, and there's nothing so satisfying as that than a mortal doing so willingly and taking that apart, taking that on. So they seek to spread that violence and that corruption in a much, perhaps a less subtle and orchestrated, but a no less sinister way.
And we're literally just trying to find out what the shard is about, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, I feel much better after all that exposition. Definitely.
Yeah. Thanks for telling us, Velda. That was great.
Well, there we are. You see, I think we should know at least as much as we're able to before going in here. But yes, the ramifications could be very severe.
Do you reckon there could be a couple of nice demons though that are quite chill?
No, not really. It's fundamentally opposed to what demons are.
Yeah, I think you're right, Velda. Could you, in theory, if you ever persuaded or tricked a demon into being nice, would it pop out of existence?
I don't know. If you want to go toe to toe with the battle of wits with the demon, then maybe we could find out now. Are you planning on tricking it?
No, I couldn't. I've got a certain cunning to me, Velda, but I reckon you could. You're pretty smart about that kind of stuff. I reckon if anyone could trick a demon out of a lot of us, it'd be you.
Well, not really, you see, because I'm not very good at lying and, what's the word, sort of deceit, things like that. Deceiving.
Not very good at taking a compliment either, mate. Come on, you've got to get better at that.
Oh, I see. Right, sorry, I didn't really understand it as a compliment. Thank you, yes. I would,
right.
But you know what I mean? It would take, because they're shifty, bargaining creatures, and I've never been very good at that. I mean, you saw my fortune-telling stand. I barely made any money, because, often people said it was rubbish and I wouldn't make them pay. Because, even though I was actually quite good. Yes. I'm quite nervous. Not going to lie. I'm quite scared.
Do you know what? Someone said that the gods or whatever, or your fate, your destiny, gives you power to control that which you can change and to allow to happen that which you can't change.
Are you making this up?
No, I'm just trying to be. I'm thinking. I'm just trying to be, philosophical. We can't do anything. There's nothing we can prepare for. Do you know what I mean? We can't change. Whatever's going to happen in there happens in there. We can't prep for it now. There's no sense in worrying about it and getting yourself all bothered because it's going to happen whether we like it or not.
And if you can, then we can smash it with my axe.
Don't think you can smash a secret with an axe.
Not sure we can smash a secret with the axe. But there is, although that does imply a sense of fate and destiny and defeatism, I would urge you all not to accept purely what is put in front of you. To think about things, and it is not necessarily written and done before it is done. So,
what sort of things are they going to put in front of us, though?
Who knows? It'll be tailored to us. So, and probably something that we won't even fathom until it is presented. It's designed, you see, to take you, take you aback, put you wrong-footed, to confuse and surprise you.
Like, for instance, Bubba, let's say you could have what you wanted out of life, but every time you said the word Wednesday, a little imp ran up to you and stabbed you in the shin.
Or it could. I thought it was they take the memory of Gillip or something.
It might not be the memory. That might have just been what happened to what was his name, Brian and Jameis, Kojan and. But honestly, do you know what? An episode goes past and I wipe it clean. I wipe it.
I mean, it's in the past. But for instance, for you, Bubba, the price could be the fact that you will never be able to play another instrument again.
Right.
You will completely lose your musical talent. And, of course, but you would be painfully aware of your lack of musical talent. And that's the rub, you see. The fellow, whatever his name was, I forgot him as well, he still remembered that he had lost someone very dear to him, but he couldn't quite remember, because that's the salt, that's the lemon in the wound, you see. You'll be painfully aware that you used to be a really great musician, but you cannot, for the life of you, do it anymore. And that is the case.
You are given, eternal life, but you are buried in the ground forever, so,
No, listen. Velda's let us know some interesting lore here. You see, everything wants a thing, alright? That's what I understand. Everything's got a motive. Mm-hmm. And demons, as you say, they feed on sin, do they? So they would need to perpetuate a system in which people continue to sin. Now, with them two, with their alchemical lab, what they did, even though they couldn't remember who they were trying to save, they made these oozes that went on and indirectly hurt other people, and in doing so they stole and did whatever and stuff like that, therefore creating more sin in the world. I reckon if these demons are going to put anything in front of us, it'll be the path that is to create more sin and therefore give them more food.
Yes, sin and chaos. They strive for chaos. So, as you say, the blobs blobbing off. That's a good example, actually. Very astute, Caragor. But yes, that is more chaos within the world. It is people acting against their wishes. It is doing as much as they can to destabilize. So,
Let's go!
We've reached the Ross attention span limit.
Yeah.
So you
Fair
make
enough.
your way.
Just before that,
Yep.
Dan, how many healing potions did we get from the servants?
You were brought 1d3 lesser healing potions. Ross, would you like to roll a d3 and see how many? A d4, sorry.
D4, yeah.
D4.
4.
Four lesser
Yay.
healing potions. There you go.
Yeah, someone write them down because I haven't got. But yeah.
Just before we go, I just sort of I don't just if she's coming by at any point during breakfast or whatever like that, I just be like, "Oh, morning, Felicia. Lovely to see you."
Morning.
Hello, Felicia.
Listen, not when I'm doing it. You can't do it when I'm doing it, all right? We've got rules about this. No, it's intimidating if you both do it at the same time.
Come on,
But
go.
I swear you two get creepier every day.
Listen, I just wanted to
I
say-
loathe breakfast.
just wanted to say thank you very much for letting us stay here, and we really appreciate it. And I know it's a custom and things like that, but it's also a custom for some people to give gifts. And I've actually, Caragol pulls out a jawbone of the snake that he slew in the thing. Goes, oh no, wait, and then pulls out a bottle of wine instead. All right, there we go. Here you go. I got this bottle of wine, and you're a nice host, so you can have that. Thank you very much for letting us stay. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll enjoy it. It's not the one from the from Master of the Living God, is it? Still got snake brains down the side of it.
I have on my sheet got. I know. Do you know what, Dan? I must have foreseen this question because I've written down on my sheet. I've got bottle of wine, and then underneath that I've got snake wine bottle, which I've written the stats and damage next to. So I've got two separate ones. I'm giving the bottle of wine.
You give her the bottle of wine. It's a really good bottle of wine. I do remember that. Yes, it was from the stores in the Temple of Razmir, and they were very good bottles. She says, thank you very much.
There you go. No worries. Thank you.
I go. I'm the last to leave, and I give.
I'm the last to leave.
Yes.
I put Beelzebub sort of
I am
pushes
the last
Caragor
to
as
leave.
he's trying to talk to my mum, and I'm like, go.
I'll see you later. You smell nice. Bye.
Bye, mother.
Goodbye, Junior.
He smiles. He turns to walk out the front door, stops, turns back around, and just gives her a really, really big hug. I love you.
I love you too, Junior. Be careful out there, whatever you're doing.
Yes. And then he walks off.
Okay, and he walks off and joins the others. Caragor and Shania, with this story arc, have racked up plenty of sin for this. You guys are going to walk in, they'll be like, "Oh, you guys are in credits. Take anything you want." Yeah, right. Oh dear. Right. So you make your way through the streets to where you're taken. So you head to the Banshadar. The Banshadar was the Palace of Nex. So it is a huge, sprawling palace with lots of hovering towers that just float off the ground. And some of them are connected by bridges. Some of them are only accessible with magic that sort of flow around these great onion domes and minarets floating around. And there are quite big houses and large shops around it. Directly opposite the entrance to it, there are a row of high-end shops, and sure enough, in between a shop selling lots of ornate pieces of pottery and a shop selling exotic animals, there is an enormous stone building, almost like a castle. It has no windows. It stretches up about 3 stories high, made of grey stone. There is carved into the front of it, there is a huge symbol it must be about 20 feet high, this symbol of a kind of a serpentine skull with mandibles coming down the side and spikes coming off the top of it. It's like a runic kind of symbol. I'm going to put this up on the social media when it comes out because it is super metal. It's the sort of thing I would have worn on a necklace when I was in my new metal phase. It's that kind of vibe right here. There's probably a douchebag with a tattoo of this. Not a douche, I shouldn't say that. Probably an actual fan of this game with a tattoo of this, but this style of thing. It's very...
Good save.
Good save there.
This one's for the douchebag.
Aww.
That was going to so cool. I was getting it for Drum's birthday.
There is a doorway, but it has no door in it. It simply has a sort of a flap of canvas stretched across it. And it is standing there as clear as anything in between 2 other shops in a very busy part of the town. It's a busy street. People are coming and going. No one seems to be paying it any mind.
Can I do something? Fulton just stops near passerby and just goes, "Excuse me, what's that?" and points at the building.
He looks at you very strange. Says, "It's a pottery shop. For goodness sake, can you not see for yourself?" And just shakes your hand.
What, the big, the skull and everything?
He stops and kind of stares up at it for a moment, as if, and squints a little bit, as if trying to sort of make something out, and says, "I don't have time for this. Buy your own pots if you want them." And walked away.
Bye.
Nex is obsessed with pots. Like, Jesus, this is like the lifeblood of this city is pots and magic.
We didn't buy any caterpillars.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure that would have helped.
Yeah, I've been talked round from it.
No one else can see
it. It was a good idea. I just don't think it would have worked, that's all.
All right, fellas, see you on the other side. I run towards the flat.
Fulton just picks up a run and runs straight at the door. He bursts through the flap and disappears into the building.
Bubba casually walks.
Yes, I suppose. See you on the inside. Velda sort of great trepidation walks forward, and before he gets to the door, he picks up Jin and holds him in his arm, and then goes in.
Yeah, it was nice knowing you all. Here we go. She takes Philippe by the hand and they stroll in.
Okay.
Caragor just gets a dirty bit of leftover bit of papyrus and a bit of charcoal. Before he goes in, he looks ominously up at the door. He looks back down at the paper and goes, "If all else fails, don't forget. You yeeted Min-Max into a river." Folds it up and puts it in his pocket and goes, "I'm going to kick my own door in at this rate," and walks forward.
Beelzebub sort of stands there looking at the flap and then looks back at the market, looks down at the floor, looks at Jam Jam. Does Jam Jam say anything to me?
Father, I know that I don't physically have this, but I can't help but feel I have the willies.
Yeah, that is your willy.
Oh, I can feel it moving around inside of me, Father. I have butterflies.
And then he steps in.
Okay, Jam Jam follows you in as you all step through the flap of canvas, and you find yourselves in a tent. No stone walls here. There are canvas walls around. There are benches laid out where you can see various revelers. There's maybe about 30 people or so in here. They're all gathered around different benches, just sitting and drinking. There is a bar at one end of it, and you can hear music playing faintly off in the background as people are served drinks, people in colourful Varisian clothing.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like immediately demons around.
Hang on.
It's pretty nice,
Hang
isn't it?
on. Wait, just quickly, first thing. Remember, we're all looking for the Alibrium in case we have any questions or riddles or anything like that. It's the Alibrium, right? Second thing of all, we are already facing demons. Look around. They're wearing Varisian clothing. We're nowhere near Varisia.
Oh, yeah.
You think they'd look at a detail like that, wouldn't you? Demons.
Hello there, demons.
It's me, your boy.
We wanted to make a deal, so can you come out and do your thing?
A figure stands up from one of the benches across the room from you. The figure is wearing greyish clothing, but most noticeably they have greyish skin, and they are wrapped in an enormous pair of ears that stretches down from the top of them and winds around them like a cloak. The figure steps up from the thing and looks around and says, Well, I should have known that I'd find you here, walking into me beer tent, wanting something from old Fardine. As Fardine the Panotti steps out of the crowd towards you.
Yeah, you're Fardine and I am a fucking nymph, okay? Like, shit off.
Who's this? I don't know who this is.
So this is a elephant guy that like we met ages and ages ago at a carnival when we all met, actually.
Yes, we made him cry.
Yeah, and he flew off.
Fly, he's okay. He's little shit.
Caragor,
Hello, mate. How are you?
Caragor's just looking at Shania and goes, I think you're a bit of a nymph.
Oh, thanks very much. But no, seriously, I mean, like this guy is a lie, you know? Yeah? Who's with me?
Yeah, could you just change form into something else?
You don't like this form, do you, Fulton? You didn't like me when I was there. Oh, that's all right. That's all right, Bubba. They didn't like me much. They did. They used to make me cry. They made fun of me because I was funny looking. You know all about that, don't you, Beelzebub?
I mean, I don't know if they made fun of you. They probably had their reasons. I've been with these lads and lasses for a while, so they seem alright to me.
Oh,
We didn't make fun of you because
you ain't been with them as long as I've been with them, Bubba.
We didn't make fun of you because you were funny looking. We made fun of you because you were a bit obstructive and a bit annoying. It was more of your personality more than how you looked. But still, we did it.
And also, like, how do you know my name? Like, that's weird.
Yeah, because he's not the actual guy. He's
that's what I'm
fucking
saying.
construct.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. You're just a construct of my mind or whatever.
Well, then let me be more helpful than I was then, so you don't make fun of me again. Can I get you yak's milk? I know how much you like them.
I'm not sure that we need yak's milk now.
Look,
Do we need yak's milk?
I guess this is part of the pleasantries. Do you know what I mean?
Is that
I can't
is
stand
like the
it.
rest of the tent still talking, or is it like have they all disappeared and it's just him, or is it all still there are all still people in there?
Give us a perception check, Fulton.
Cool. Natural 20.
Yeah, okay.
Natural 20.
I won't
I've
bother.
got a natural 22.
All right.
No need.
Put my die down.
So that is enough to know that they are talking, but as you try and listen in on the conversation, you realise that it's like they're speaking in tongues. They're talking in a Varisian accent, but they're not actually saying anything. They're just making background noise to each other, and as you watch, you see that some of them are kind of repeating the same sort of motions as they go through it.
Are they rhubarbing in our scene?
They appear to be rhubarbing your scene.
Yeah.
I
relay this to the team. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see
thank
that, yeah.
you. I'd love a yak's milk if that's part of the thing. What should we call you?
You can call me anything you want. Call me Fardine if you like. We're all friends here.
But you're not Fardine, so I'm not going to call you that. Okay, I'm going to call you Liar Guy. How's that?
Fardine looks at you with a big smile and says, "That sounds lovely." Gives you a nice grin, and then goes over to the bar and takes a tray and brings back a tray of what look like yak's milks. Says, "Drink up."
Thank you, Farmine. If we drink this, does it curse our soul to an unending torment of pain and a void for the rest of our lives?
You've mistaken the situation here, Carragher. You think that I'm here to tell you things. I'm not here to tell you anything. You're just here to act how you wish to act and see what comes of it. We're all just lost in the current right now.
Fulton just abruptly stands up, puts his fist on and slams it on the table and goes, "Look, we want the Alibrium."
You slam your foot on the table and all of the lights go out. The whole room goes completely dark, and you find you feel you sort of shift your feet. You feel there's not grass under your foot anymore, but there's stone under your feet. And as you listen, you can hear the sound of shuffling feet kind of out in the darkness, but it is completely pitch black here. So those with dark vision can see a little. You can see sort of stone archways around you as you kind of blink out. All of the tables, everything in the tent has gone. You're somewhere you guess would be like a dungeon. You're underground somewhere. You can see ancient passageways around you, and in your head you can hear the sound of things moving in the darkness, feet walking slowly around.
Whoa, I got fists of darkness.
Voice.
Guys? Where are... Guys?
Yeah, we are here.
Yes, I can't really see anything.
I can see some archways around the edges, just about.
I've got dark vision. I don't know why I'm saying guys.
No, you're literally the one who can see.
Try smashing the floor again, Fulton, seeing if the lights come back on.
I jump up and I try and do a little stomp on the ground.
You jump up and down on the ground, and from within the darkness you hear a shh. Do you want them to hear you?
Who is that?
You keep your mouths shut while you're down here, bitches.
Guys, we're still in the quiz. We never left the quiz. We've been in the quiz this entire time.
Demon quiz.
Chappie.
Caragor goes, Mr. Liar Guy, do I still get me yak's milk, or is that gone now? Is it region dependent?
This is, your yak's milk is in your hands. Why don't you enjoy it?
I'm going to make a little guess here. You shouldn't really drink the yak's milk. It's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, what he said, yeah.
I mean, it's rank anyway.
Why are you showing us things from our past? Why don't you give us the Librium?
Why do you want the Librium?
Doesn't matter why we want it, but we want it.
Oh, do you know
we're
this guy
willing
as
to
well?
pay.
You know this guy as well, do you? Yeah, can you take us to the Librium, please?
Oh yeah, sorry, this guy, he's like a weird... He looks like the guy from Breaking Bad, the little... and he's miserable.
What's Breaking Bad, Fulton?
Oh, it's a play that I saw about a man who, loses... he gets a terminal illness, and then he decides to create Shiver, and then he's involved in the whole shiver trade. There's like it's a really long play.
Yeah,
you have to go back like 3 times.
I'll never get a big city transfer. Subject matter's way too dark. I can't see that catching on with the populace that are generally quite happy with themselves. Hey, listen, liar guy. Sorry, Bubba. I think he's a Dusk Warden. I think to help us get into Kaer Marga through a dark tunnel of horrible beasties and monsters. But he was quite rude about things. And he ended up getting eaten, didn't you?
Maybe he could lead us to the Elysium then, if he knows what's going on. If he's a guide, go on then, mate. Elysium, sorry.
Elysium's a different thing.
Yeah, I was getting confused.
It's all right.
Well, you best step this way then, haven't you, bitches? But remember, it's best to be quiet. It's dark places. And you see a lantern light up at the end and start making its way out of the room and through one of the passageways. Caragor, you look down at the mug in your hand. At the yak's milk, and the yak's milk looks back at you as an eyeball just opens in the in your cup, staring back up at you.
Drink it.
I'm not that. I mean, I do like taking in, regional delicacies, and if this is a new spin on it, I'm just gonna hold on to it a little bit longer, see if it grows any more eyes.
Well, I tell you what. One thing we do know, it's pasteurised.
Oh.
Hey! Library optimism, nailed it.
Don't take my thing. Is that the thing that I've got to give up? Is it in order to get the Elysium? I've got to pass my thing on to Velda Cairnblight. That'll be a mighty prize. What I was going to say. So Caragor just walks forward like Trailer Park Boys, like just holding his cup of drink, just carrying it with him.
Excellent. You follow the voice of Chappie LaRue through the room and find yourself stepping out into a lavishly decorated temple. You can see a great symbol of a great mask of Razmir hanging up on one of the walls, and there are pews just stretching away as far as you can see. This is far bigger than the chapel in the Temple of Razmir. This is like a cathedral of Razmir that you've stepped into. And as you step in there, you just hear another voice saying, "Very sorry that you haven't known anyone so far, Bubba. Perhaps this will be a little better."
Yes, it's someone I know.
As Krant, old Krant from the Temple of Razmir, with his
Why can
pot
you
belly
be the David
and his,
Bowie guy?
steps out. I thought you were his guy, Fulton.
I was, until I killed him.
Yes, you did. Kill a lot of people who are your friends, do you?
Well, if it's... no, I don't kill these 5.
Not yet, anyway.
6, I mean.
There's 5 of us and 1 of you, so 6 of us, yeah. But
Beelzebub as well.
Yeah, but when you're pointing at us, there's 5 of us.
No, but I'm including myself.
All right, so you don't kill yourself. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, you're your own best friend.
Hey.
So, Krant, I saw you die, so I know you're not real.
Yeah. You all killed me. I remember.
Caragor killed you.
Yeah.
Danny Carragher did, really.
I see you, liar guy. I killed you. And given the same context, the same options, and the same outcomes, I would do it again. You are a bad person, you are part of a bad cult, and this, Caragor leans back and looks around, this hardly qualifies as sin. So whatever you're going to throw at us, you're going to have to start thinking better than this.
Yes. You make a good point. Here. Let's get to the bottom of why you're here.
Yeah, finally. Okay, good.
He raises his hand, and the ground in front of him seems to melt away, and a desk just rises up through the stone as if emerging from water until it forms there, and you just see the desk's feet just turn and just clamp as if it's gripping the stone. He turns and sits, and as he does, a stool just slithers its way out of the ground behind him. Sits down and says, "So, why have you come for my library?"
That was well cool what he did. Velda, can you do any of that?
That was
No, I can't. No.
That was so
Very
cool.
David Lynch.
Yeah, we are looking for the Elysium.
The Elibrium.
Elibrium.
That's
You know
what I fucking said. Elibrium.
Did she drink her yak's milk? I think she drank all the yak's milk.
I've
We
got
would
no
like-
yak's milk.
It's the
Yes, we
eyeballs
would
just
like
falling
the
out.
Elibrium. We would like the Elibrium.
Please.
You want some knowledge from the library of Abraxas?
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
you just
please.
need to answer a simple question. Why?
To save the world.
good answer.
No, it's not. That's relative. Everyone wants the world in a different way. Saving the world just means making the world the way you want it to be. Everyone does that all the time. They take little actions to make the world how they would like it to be. That's saving the world to everyone. Saving the world doesn't mean anything.
All
Do
right.
you really want it?
We would like to stop widespread destruction on a massive scale.
He looks at you and says, But why? It's so
'Cause we
unlike you.
Because we want to be heroes.
Just for one day.
You can speak for yourselves there, okay?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yes,
the tag isn't really. I'm not that bothered about the title, but I would still like to stop widespread destruction. And why is a very good question. And being as we're all being very philosophical about this, then there are people that don't deserve destruction wrought upon them, and I'd like to avert that if possible.
I would say, yeah, protecting the innocent. That would be maybe an answer.
You're the one to protect the innocent, are you?
Oh, we did not choose this, honestly, mate. We did. Let me tell you, we did not. This was not the thing. We started at a carnival getting drunk. I tell you what, I was a showgirl. I was having a great time, and then this just all fell in our laps. Consequence and fate and things like that. I don't really know, but we didn't choose it.
Chaos.
This has been imposed upon us.
I know it very well. You react to the world as you find it around you. You lash out when you think it's lashing at you, and you leave behind that which you don't want to take with you. You could very well work here sometimes for some of the things that you've done. Oh. Very simple to find the book. If you want the Elibrium, it's just through that elevator over there. He points at a wall, and there's a ping, and stone just slides away, and you can see a metallic elevator hanging there.
And
Copper.
what will you want in return?
Don't worry, we can discuss that if you find it.
And all of us can go in this elevator, or
Yes, as long as you haven't had a big breakfast. Haven't had too much chili, have you?
I mean, I'd like to know the terms of this deal before we go into the lift, really. If you're going to take something from us, it'd be good to know before we go up there and go and get the book.
Yes,
What do you reckon?
and also, this will surely benefit you because, as you know, we're trying to stop the Whispering Tyrant. And surely if the world is overrun by undead, then the undead are not chaotic, they are orderly, they are the same. The undead do not sin. So surely you'd like us to stop that.
Tell me about the Whispering Tyrant.
He whispers.
Yeah, it's just this guy, lives on an island and then got, started his own undead fan club and started using them to attack people.
Yes. He wishes to eradicate all life and make them his undead minions, plunging the world into,
Yes, but why will you finding this book stop him?
because we've got a thing. we've got a thing that will enable us to defeat this person.
How fascinating, he says, leaning across the desk.
It is, isn't it? Because you know what? We said this very same thing to the Pathfinder Society, and I tell you what, they thought it was just run of the mill. They had 7 of these stories a bloody week.
The Pathfinder don't know what they don't know. That's the thing. Abraxas keeps this library, but this is a library of secrets. The only things we keep here are things that aren't known by anyone. So when there's something that we don't know, we recognize it. If you're looking to take a secret from us, that's fine. But maybe you'll be leaving a secret of equal value with us. Regardless, it's a library. We have a community obligation. You found your way here. There's no charge just for looking. And there's nothing down that elevator that you're not already taking with you.
Alright. So, guys, should we go
Yeah, okay,
in?
let's go.
Come this far, I suppose.
Yes, let us go.
Wait. Are there some stairs instead?
You wouldn't want to take the stairs where you're going is a very, very long way down.
Alright.
We all get in the elevator.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You get in the elevator and pull the thing shut. There's a shuddering of clockwork mechanics, and the elevator begins shaking and then begins trundling downwards. You start to think this elevator feels weirdly familiar. Feels like you've been in something like this before. It just goes down and down and down through the earth. It doesn't pass any other floors on the way. It's just bare stone as you go down and down, until finally, with a shuddering clank, after a few minutes, seems like forever, it just shudders to a stop, and the doors hiss open. And you can see a large room in front of you, a huge cavernous room that just seems to stretch away into the distance. At the very far side of it, you think you can see a closed door. But the room itself appears to be empty and wreathed in shadow.
Looks like that's the door we need then.
I step forward and I kick that door.
Okay, you step out into the thing. So this is a huge room, so it takes you a little while to walk across it. It's like a huge cavernous thing. You can see the door on the far side. And as you start to walk forwards, you start to think you can just start to see shadows out the corners of your eyes as you're making your way across. And you're looking around, you see figures. Go and give me some perception checks to see what you can see.
Oh wow. Velda got a 10, so he's pretty much got his eyes closed.
25 for Fulton.
Maybe not the worst plan, Velda. 25 for Fulton.
23.
Yeah, 23 as well.
16.
You notice lots of shadows kind of on the periphery of the darkness that seem to be, some of them kind of appear to peer out at you, some of them don't. And you notice suddenly, closer to you than it should be. You should have noticed someone approaching into the light, but there is a girl approaching about halfway across the room, walking towards you all. She's wearing a blue dress. She is a Varisian girl of about 17, who you recognize as Ica. Says, Shania,
What are you doing here?
You lied to me, Shania. You said that you weren't a monster. But look what you did. We were hurt because of you. took us away. You gave me drink and you made me fight with Travis, and then the men came and they hurt us and they killed him, and I wanted to kill him, and I have never stopped wanting to kill him. I will never stop wanting to kill people like that.
You are not real, okay? So just go and do whatever business you wish to do, okay? You are not real.
Can the rest of us hear this?
Yes.
Karagor steps over and interposes himself between Ica and Shania, and says, you fought with Travis because you're a teenager. You got angry at someone who tried to kill you. That's legitimate. That's not even a sin. And the whole reason there was someone there to kill you in the first place, or to try and hurt you in the first place, was my fault, not Shania's. Alright, so if you're going to target someone, target me. But all the rest, that's just people being people. You don't need to feel bad for wanting a bit of vengeance against someone who tormented you. You don't need to feel bad for having a bit of a go at your adoptive father. It's not your fault either.
Yeah, it's quite a speech, says a voice from the other side. You turn around and Grandma Boots is walking from the darkness. Says, Beelzebub, it's a shame you can't make a speech like that, isn't it? You just don't have the words. It's not your fault, you know. I mean, myself, I took you in, but you know that I never expected anything from you. Nobody ever does expect anything from you. Your friends don't either. That way, they're not disappointed when you let them down like you always do.
Beelzebub's not saying anything, but just looking at the floor.
Here, Beelzebub, remember, that's not real. Yeah? Everybody here has met some people as we're walking along. They're not real. So whatever she's saying, it doesn't matter. She's playing on your emotions, mate.
And more importantly, you have not let us down, you know? I think ever since you got us here, you have done nothing but good work. So remember, that is what the truth is. And this mind trickery, away with it.
Yeah.
I've known you a long time, Beelzebub, and I know you're stronger than this.
And actually, Grandma Boots, or Liar Guy, Beelzebub and I went into space lately. Bet you've never done that, have you?
Oh, yeah, you heard a voice from behind as you see a halfling. You see Pumpy Scripps approaching, holding a broken instrument. It says, "Oh, yeah, Bubba. Yeah, nothing's real, is it? Nothing's real when it matters to you. You don't want stuff to be real, so you just walk away from it. You left me, you did, Bubba. You remember that?
That's right.
Just a handful of coins and a see you later after all those years we have? You never cared what happened to me. I just ain't convenient to you no more. That's what you were thinking, innit?"
I mean, if you were Pumpy, I'd tell you that I cared too much. I cared too much about myself to have you in my life.
Yeah, that's it. You care about yourself. You don't care about nothing else, do you?
I care about these people around me.
You become aware, all of you, of torches beginning to light around the periphery of the room, of lots and lots of torches, and just in the background you can just hear the sound of feet beginning to stamp, just getting gradually louder and louder, and you can hear a crowd somewhere far off that seem to be getting closer, that all start chanting, "Storm the stacks! Storm the stacks! Storm the stacks for the king of the rats! Storm the stacks! Storm the stacks!" And you see pitchforks silhouetted against the window as the torches light up. As these figures seem to be getting closer, you hear another voice call out as "I'm sorry, Dark Michael's quality adventuring goods. It's not open today, folks. I'm afraid. We're just turning away. I'm just waiting for my best friend Velda. He's gonna come back. He's coming back to spend time with me. We're spending some time together. He's coming over, and we're gonna hang out because he said he was coming back. And he's not a liar, folks. I'm not closing for no reason. He's not a liar, because if he's a liar, then I'm a fool. And he's just like everybody else, and that's not true, because he's my friend. He's not a liar. He's not right.
I mean, I know you're not real, but you are a fool. But you're still a fool that I would have spent an evening with, and you know, I'm still available to make that promise. I haven't gone anywhere, but, saving the world and all that shit, it's a bit more important. So sorry, Dark Michael. But, still got it in my diary somewhere.
Hilda, did you make a promise to Dark Michael?
I can't remember. Probably. He was very sort of like, I actually, I quite like him, as I said, but yes, we had to flee for our lives, and so I wasn't really going to go back and say, I'm terribly sorry, let's arrange another time where I can come round and have a drink. Sorry, Dark Michael. You're looking well, though. Looking well.
The ground begins to shake from the stamping of the feet, and you see as it shudders and it moves, you can see mounds beginning to rise up from the ground, mounds of broken bodies, bits of armour and shattered weapons, and dead faces, bones and things lying as they just begin to rise up around you. And you keep hearing, storm the stacks, storm the stacks, and in the background you could start to hear gunshots and the sound of crossbows going off.
We should probably leave.
Oh no, that was me.
Yes, Fulton, it was.
Yeah, let's keep going towards that door. Come on,
Fulton,
Fulton.
do not get trapped by this, okay? It's a trick of the mind, okay? Do not worry about it.
Fulton stops at the doorway, looks back.
You keep running, but the doorway seems to be getting further away as you run across this, as you all break into a run to start making your way across. As you're running, you look and see a figure sat on one of the piles of bones as you're going past. He just calls out, "Hello, short sword. It could be over now. You knew, didn't you? You suspected way back then what was going to happen. You could have stopped it. If you'd said something back in Belkson, you could have put a stop to all of it. We wouldn't have been enemies. None of us. We'd all still be alive.
What?
You could have said, but you didn't.
What should I have said? You tell me.
You wanted it to happen. You wanted us to be betrayed. You wanted a cause you always have. Dropping between place, killing folk what meet them. All you want is a reason to fight.
Wanting a reason to fight also isn't a sin either. In fact, that's probably something that'll direct you further away from sin. You're the one that joined a cult. An evil cult, and you did that knowingly.
You could have left it with me, though. If you'd let me keep it, if you'd let me keep that shard, the tyrant would be dead by now. But you couldn't, because you thought only you could save it. You thought only you could save the world. You wouldn't leave it to anyone else to do it. And now we're here.
Freya Axborn, I know I can't save it myself, and I have left it to someone else. I've left it to this lot all around me. I've left it to the Danger Club. Look at me, Freya Axborn. I trust them more than I've ever trusted you. Now fuck off.
The figures seem to be getting closer. The torches seem to close in. You race past Freya Axborn and forwards until you pull up short in the middle of the room where there is a figure on its knees. There is a young man in his late teens on his knees, crawling towards you, holding his stomach as if trying to hold in a horrible wound on his chest. You can see there's just blood dripping through his fingers. As he crawls towards you, you can just hear his voice saying, "Come on, Jethro! You can do it! Just get up! You've got to get back! You've got to get back to your dad! Just look him in the eyes! Maybe he'll let you live! He's gonna let you live! You don't have to fight anymore, Jethro!" And he just pulls himself up, holding his stomach, blood pouring from it, and then looks up directly at all of you, his eyes fixed on the axe in Fulton's hands. And he just goes, "No, I'll kill him!" And he stretches out his arms, and the bones and the weapons and the bits of metal and armour just flying onto Jethro's body from all around, just wrapping around his torso, his legs, his arms, knives and blades stretching out, covering his whole body until he rises up, and towering over you is an enormous creature made of junk. It looks down at you, it roars with a flaming maw, and that is where we leave it for tonight.
Blimey.
Nicely done.
Nicely done.
Revenge of the Junk Golem.
Junk
Sick.
Golem.
The Discord is just going to be full of people like, I don't know what half of those things are.
Yeah.
The Discord's going to be full of people being like, they have had enough time to get fucking bludgeoning weapons by now.
Yeah. But did we get any adamantium?
Yeah.
No.
You still haven't got any fucking adamantium.
Still haven't got any.
This week's episode was made possible by our patrons, and especially our Dangerling of the Week, Veyron. Veyron, 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 who runs Veyron? Who runs Veyron's Veyron, 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 Veyron. To get your name on the show, go to patreon.com/Danger Club Podcast.
Hello, Dangerlings. I know we keep going on about our Patreon, but seriously, it is brilliant, honestly. We did this thing called, bit of extra content, we did this thing called Danger Recall once a week, where we talk about all the old episodes that we've created and what are like behind the scenes facts, and we deep dive on little things that we talk about. It's even got its own theme tune. Anyway, look, we thought we'd give you a little 5-minute taster. Why not? This is last week's episode where we talk about episode 21, Carpe Diem. So go and check it out. It's brilliant. We've got Dan, James, Ross and myself on this episode. Have a little listen. Episode 21 of Danger Recall, where we talk about episode 21 of the Danger Club podcast. If you don't like it, well, then you can go away and then come back again and listen to this episode, because we love you. Don't go away. Don't go anywhere, Dangerless. We want to embrace you. We want to cuddle you like a kitten. We want to go, oh, you're so lovely, and squeeze you, but not too hard because you're too nice and fragile. Oh, my name's Colin Hubbard. I am going to be your host, where we talk about the old news show, Danger Recall. And with me today, I have my guests, Ross. That other voice you can hear is James Lockhart.
Hello.
And also Mr. Dan Thompson.
Hello, everyone. I want to cuddle you like many, many kittens.
All right, stop, because we do a little intro here. Sort of freestyles a bit of Vanilla Ice Baby. Do you think I've deep dived on this?
I don't know if you have deep dived on Vanilla Ice before.
Of course I have. Well, I have today anyway. Vanilla Ice Baby. Use the bass line from Under Pressure by Queen. If you don't know who Queen are, then get a life. It was initially released as a B-side. I didn't know this. So Ice Ice Baby was released as a B-side to Vanilla Ice's song Play That Funky Music, one of Vanilla Ice's cover songs. He obviously raps and then uses that as the chorus. But then when DJ David Morales, big famous DJ at the time, played, still famous as well, played Ice Ice Baby, it began to gain success, and now Ice Ice Baby is the first hip-hop song to top the Billboard Hot 100. Ice's real name is Robert Van Winkle.
I can see why he changed that.
Why did he change that? That's the best stage name.
We go on this new adventure, which was voted by Dangerlings, and we talk a little bit about alignments. I'm not going to go into that too much, but we talk about that quite a bit. This is the first. We have our first Tweet Us. Yeah, this is our first Tweet Us. Because we've said, maybe give us a tweet or something like that to people, but this is the first Tweet Us. Can we remember who it is? I know Dan's listened to this episode. Do you remember who it is, James
Scott
and Ross?
Scott.
You think we said Tweet Us Scott?
Why said
I thought
Tweet
you meant
Scott.
Who said it? As in, like, is it Is it Tweet Us, Iron Man?
It's not
Tweet Us, Robert Downey Jr.
No, it's not Robert Downey Jr. That comes way later. It was me who said it. I am so happy it was me, Dangerlings. I'm so happy that I started this trend.
Damn it.
I said tweet us, and the first one, the one that we get first is...
Are you doing Bowie, though?
Oh, it's David Bowie.
Is it Stephen King?
No, Stephen King is not...
It's come out of Stephen King.
Not.
Is it France?
No, it's not.
Are we going to keep a record of who we've asked to tweet us?
This is what it is. I say Plato if you want to email or tweet us. That's the first tweet us, right? So
Right.
it's Plato first.
Nice.
Dan, are you keeping a list of this, or is it just someone else?
I am not keeping a list of this one. I've got a list somewhere on my phone of our list of beefs from ages back. But
Yeah. All right, so this is the beefs.
This
This is the tweet us.
All right.
Starting from here. Here we go. I don't know where I'm going to keep this list because I've got everything
I'll
open.
do it.
All right, Ross is going to do it. Even though he might not be here on different episodes, we'll get someone else to do it as we go along. So the first
In the
tweeters,
shared folder.
first tweeters was Plato. Second one was Nietzsche. And then we're going to add Stephen King to that because he's got loads of grief from us. And then James, you say this is going to be misery for him. Oh, actually, no, that was me. And then you say, this is it. Or something like that. It's really good. We start the episode 24. We started 24 minutes late, actually. But I think it was a nice reflection and we did all those alignments. It was a really good chat, actually. It was like doing a danger recall within the episode. It was kind of fun.
And I seem to remember there was a sort of almost conscious decision to do that because we just finished Murder's Mark. So we were like, let's have a bit of a longer chat about what had gone on and things like that. We thought it would be quite nice.
The lobby music went like 7 times round or something. So it was kind of maddening at the end. Looking back on it, I probably would have changed that. The day is ours. That's what we get given. That's the sentence Dan used, and bloody hell do we use it.
I have never regretted a phrase more than the day is yours. That was, I should say, we didn't say this hard. Carpe diem is Latin for seize the day. That's what the episode is about. I like that we'll do a deep dive in explaining what the Avengers are, but I'd be like, but you know Latin, right?
Yeah, right. Now, we don't roleplay breakfast. If we were doing this game today, we would roleplay breakfast, man. I tell you, because, oh my goodness, we miss going out for breakfast. We really do. So we would do that. We invent the Danger Club sandwich that we don't actually go into. We talk about burning a tent. So that's where that comes from. Someone says, let's go and burn Velda's tent. There's a poster behind someone saying cathartic, and Fulton reads that and says it. And Caragor's like, what did you just say? And he's like, it's on that poster over there. He's doing it like a big Kaiser Soze like moment there.
This pub just has a big poster that just says catharsis.
Yeah. And Caragor says, I don't want to jump a shark. Actually, let's go and jump a shark. And then we go to see Veldane. She's questioning her whole life. She's like, I don't know if I should be a sheriff anymore. Because we've just exposed the fact that she's a shit she's a shit sheriff.
She was a shit sheriff. Her town was riddled with troubles and drug problems, and it's like inner city, sort of Los Angeles in this tiny little coastal village. You're like, what are you doing?
There you go, Dangerlings. Little taster of that. If you like what you hear, go over to Patreon and check out the other rewards that we've got going. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode and the little taster. And you can tune in next week. All right. See you later. Bye. Bye.